Do you ever think...
But Governor, this certainty thing bothers me a little bit because businesses complain we don't have certainty. When does business ever have certainty? If we have certainty, you earn T-bill rates of return in our market.
No, you're talking about two different things.
Well,
you are. You're talking about two different things because in the 8 years of Ronald Reagan,
right,
we had certainty of principle. The certainty of principle was that Reagan's principles were he did not want to raise taxes, he was going to look to reduce spending, but he was not going to increase taxes on the people of the country. The president's current certainty is, his disposition is to raise taxes on the people of the country. But he still isn't even completely committed to that. So if you're a business and you're trying to decide, do I invest? Do I spend more money now or don't I? You don't know what your tax structure is going to be. And no one can tell us what health care and Obamacare is going to cost.
But no one could tell us that before. No one could tell us that before. And in fact, I don't remember one businessman coming on this program or others during the Reagan years or the Bush years saying, you know, my taxes are being cut more than I thought, and I'm getting more federal largesse than I ever thought I'd get. I just can't execute my business plan. There's too much uncertainty.
Yeah, why? Listen,
Every election
but listen, that's just such a false, fake argument. I mean, seriously, the business doesn't have to worry about having too much money.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, and so they're not going to sit here and complain about it. Of course they're not going to complain about it.
Because the economy's
They're
weak.
not going to complain about it. They're complaining, and no, listen, come to New Jersey and see what's happened with 115 tax and fee increases over the last 8 years. Look at the fact that $70 billion in wealth left the state of New Jersey during the Corzine years. This is not some type of mystery. This wealth left our state because of overtaxation and overregulation. So you can't compare the two. It's a nice soundbite, but it doesn't make any sense in the real world because when you're taking more money from business, they are going to hold the money they have and not invest it. The idea of analogizing that to, well, when they have more money and more programs, they're not going to do anything. Well, of course, they've got more money to know what to do with. Well, it's the exact result of what you said.
No, they're saying uncertainty. They're saying that we can't do it because of uncertainty. Businessmen need to deal with uncertainty. The world is uncertain. And for people to say, I can't plan my business because I don't know about health care costs or tax rates, I think managers are punting.
Now, the uncertainty of lesser costs are something people can deal with, which is the analogy you were making. Oh, my taxes are lower than I thought it would be and my expenses are lower. They can deal with that uncertainty. The uncertainty of not knowing whether you can meet your payroll, the uncertainty of not knowing whether you can meet your health care costs brings paralysis. It's different.
That's a function of your order book. If we run a business and our order book is empty, we're not going to hire. If it's full, we might hire no matter what taxes are going to look like.
I'm not saying that's I'm not saying it's the only contributing factor, but don't tell me you're going to hire at the same level when your order book is full if your taxes continue to go up, because that's money that's going out the door that you can't pay to hire more people, to expand business, to make capital investment. The capital investment you're making is what the government's telling you to make then. They're deciding by raising your taxes and spending that money elsewhere. They're saying, we don't want you to decide where to spend your money. Send it down to Washington, send it to Trenton. We'll decide for you.
But you'll acknowledge that economic weakness is playing a role in companies' unwillingness to hire. I mean, that's obvious.
Of course.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is there's an interconnection to those two. You can't divide the two. And in New Jersey, let me tell you, we threw a wet blanket on our own economy. We never recovered in the Bush recovery in the early part of the last decade. We never recovered when other states did. Why? Because every year we raised taxes. Every year. And so capital fled from New Jersey and went to places like Florida, to Pennsylvania.
No income tax in Florida, and much less deficit.
That's right. And they fled.
Florida's not doing so well.
They fled.
Yeah, but it's not New Jersey.
Well, no one's doing well now. And let me tell you, I'd trade my budget right now for Florida's budget. I'd trade mine.
Do you?
Charlie Christie wants to call and make a trade. I'm happy to make it.
You don't ever